Hi, I'm going to start this recording by introducing myself. My name is Bernard Smith Jr. I was born in Greenville, South Carolina in 1979, and I reside in Atlanta, Georgia. I went to college at Morehouse College. I got married shortly after, and I'm raising my family and three kids now here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm going to go back about 7 years, tell you guys exactly how I became the chairman of this organization called the Wiseman Group. 7 years ago, I started hallucinating out of the blue. No reason at all. I was seeing things that weren't there. It was odd because I don't drink and I didn't smoke, do any drugs. And it was like a melancholy state just came over me. And I was at a point of serenity where nothing mattered and I was free. It was like a natural high came over me. I would see things that weren't really there. And I'd ask my wife, "Did you see that?" She'd respond, "No, I didn't see that." And it really concerned me. After this spell happened for a few nights and a few days, I checked myself into a hospital to make sure that I wasn't losing my mind. I went to one hospital and I stayed for 7 days. And they told me there's nothing wrong with me. And I'd go to another hospital and I'd stay for another 7 days and they'd say there's nothing wrong with me. My parents were concerned. My wife was concerned. I was concerned. They told me to talk to a priest. Each hospital told me to talk to a priest. The priest told me that these visions that I had were spiritual visions. He said they were from God. He urged me to write down these visions every time I had them and keep them safe. And this wasn't an illness, but this was a gift from God. I went back to my pastor and told him, and he confirmed it and said that we had a prophet over our church. He confirmed to me the gift that I had. I was well with that. At that same time, I received a letter from the White House. This letter came from a lady named Dorothy. She was a prophetess brought in by Jimmy Carter in his administration when he was president. Jimmy Carter brought this young black lady in as a friend. She had the ability to tell him things that would happen in the future, as a prophet does, but on a national scale. She did her job so well that he gifted her to Ronald Reagan when he became president. Ronald Reagan thought she did her job so well that he gifted her to George Bush when he became president. George Bush then gifted her to Bill Clinton, who later gifted her to George Bush Jr., who later gifted her to Barack Obama. In Barack Obama's second term, she grew ill of old age. On her deathbed, they gave her a scribe to write letters to deliver throughout the world. And this woman had stopped wars. She counseled with leaders, world leaders, told our adversaries what we were going to do, what the enemy was planning and plotting. She was a great woman. On her deathbed, she wrote a letter. One of those letters came to me in Atlanta, Georgia. I was working with the Small Business Association. The letter came to me and they told me about this woman and all that she'd done and how she'd been gifted from president to president. And I said, this woman sounds like a glorified fortune teller because they told me that she did for money was she would prophesize over corporations, help them make more money and tell them what to do to make more each year. I said, she sounds like a glorified fortune teller to me. I opened the letter up and the first sentence of the letter said, by the time they're finished telling you about me, you're going to see I'm nothing more than a glorified fortune teller. But I assure you I'm far from the least. I laughed, my jaw dropped, and I read the rest of the letter. This woman went on to tell me that the gift that I now had, the gift that she had, was now in me. She told me how to nourish the gift. She told me my life would play out like a movie. She told me that I'd meet many people. She told me things as if I already knew what she was going to say. It was very surreal. Later on, a few nights later, I was visited by, I had these paranormal experiences where I had bouts with demons and I would speak with different angels. And I could tell spirits, I was really sensitive to different spirits. God told me that a spirit was going to come to me. It was a good spirit to let him in when he came. See, a devil, when he sends his demons, they can rape you, they attack you, they don't ask for permission. But when angels approach you, ask for permission to come in and dwell with you. You have to invite them in. That night, an angel appeared to me when everyone was asleep and I was in total serenity. It had to be maybe 1 or 2 in the morning. It was a long angel. It was very old. The whole room filled with the aroma of wood. It was the spirit of Noah, the angel of Noah. He came in and he abided with me. He sat with me. He told me that he and I shared the same mission. He said nobody believed him when he built the ark. He said he battled with alcohol as well before he started building the ark. And when he built it, nobody believed him. They blamed it on the alcohol. But he stopped drinking. He said that he saved every animal on the planet because of the ark he built. He said that I would be instructed to do the same thing. He said that what I was going to build would save so many lives and change so many lives. He told me that nobody would believe me, but I continue to work on it. And one day, it'd start to rain. Change will start to happen. I wrote my visions down. I didn't like writing them on paper, so I put them on a website and I'd hide them there. The website's acronym that God kept showing me was Groove, GROOBV.org. That's where I hid my visions for so long. And I only shared them with several people, my wife, my secretary, One day my secretary asked me, she said, "It looks like it's all forming some kind of organization." I said, "It does, doesn't it?" She said, "All these visions are coming into one. They all look like they're forming something." She said, "I don't know if it's political." She said, "I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something big." She said, "I don't like the name Groove, though. Can you ask God what that name means? Because I don't like that name, Groove." So I asked God, I said, "What does Groove mean?" He responded very quickly. He said, "God's returning order over the world." I told her, I said, "We had it wrong. It's two V's with a W. God's returning order over the world. Not Groove, the world. Groove." As I continued to have these visions, these thoughts, this website came about called the Wiseman Group. We called it the Wiseman Group because that's exactly what it was. It's a group of wise men. He told me not to register it as a 501c3. He said this would go on to be something different, a different type of organization. Later revealed to me that this was to be a political party. I registered with the FEC. He formed the Wiseman Group. It was what the Tea Party was for the Republican Party. We were to be that for the Democratic Party. We were the Lamb, to represent the Lamb of God. We weren't here to take sides anymore, but we've come to take over. He said that he's been training his people for years in churches, congregations. We go to worship every Sunday. We go to Bible study on Wednesdays. We study in between. He said, "These people are my people." He said, "They know my word. They know my laws." He said, "These are going to be our leaders in the future." These people are going to be the leaders of tomorrow. He told me to gather them because these are the people that will walk on the boat. These are the lives that are going to change the world. This is the vehicle that he built for me, for us. I didn't know what all I was getting myself into then, but I knew it was something really, really big. He gave me different ideas. He gave me different thoughts. He gave me a vision for two platforms. The first was the bridge. The bridge is where the church meets the community. It's simple as that. It's the bridge that connects the church with the communities they serve. It's a platform similar to Facebook. It's a social platform. And every church on the planet has a space there. And users are allowed to join one church and one church only. And they can follow and like as many churches as they like. But it's to show accountability. It's to help us keep track of our memberships. It's to help us to reach out to the world and the communities that we serve. It's a place where you can live stream your services. It's a place where you can make libraries of your sermons, your events. Anytime your church has an event, you post it here. and he'll broadcast it to everyone in your area, in your community, that this event's happening here. From AA and NA meetings to choir rehearsals and engagements, it'll all be placed here on the bridge. It's a social site where members can make friends, family members, and join each other. But it's all led by the church. Your parishioners can pay tithes here. You can get exposure for your gym and your schools here. People can pay their tuition and get their gym memberships right here on the bridge. That's the first platform that he told me to build. The next platform is called Double Portions. Double Portions is a financial platform. It's for the church. It's to end poverty and homelessness throughout the world. When he first gave me the idea, I thought, wow, this is reparations for black people. He said, no. He said, America still owes them for that. This is their double portion. This is their double portion for everything they've been through. It's for minorities. It's for the impoverished. It's for the homeless. It's for churches. People open an account there, and it literally doubles, multiplies every day. It's a trading platform. That's all it really is. We have traders on the other side doing the same thing the banks have been doing for years. You put your money in, and we trade it. But instead of keeping the profits and proceeds and lending it to people who we feel are fortunate enough to lend it to, we give it right back to you. It's called double portions. We tried this in 2020 for a summer and a fall, and it worked. It was amazing what we did, the money that we made. Only thing is we didn't own the platform when we did it then. This time we'll own the platform, and it will be done. This is for our people. This is for the church. This is for kingdom. The Wiseman Group isn't just a party for America. It's a party for the world. Every nation should have a Wiseman Group party. It's how we get dominion over the world. He's ready to come back, but his bride's not ready. He told me my job was to get her done. Help me get her done. Together, we can do this. It takes all of us, blacks and whites. This movement may be led by minorities, but it does not exclude the whites at all. Every nationality is welcome here. We all have to have each other's back. In the end, it's all about kingdom. His will be done. Thank you for tuning in. Please do what you can to support us.